The New Orleans Saints announced their Saturday roster moves ahead of their matchup here in Seattle. So let's walk through it. First of all, they moved on from tight end Maliki Mataval. That might just be temporary, but in order to be able to fill that third tight end role, they've elevated Trayton Welsh as a standard elevation. Welsh was a preseason standout and now gets to make his regular season debut here in 2025 to help out at the tight end position. We'll see what his snap workload looks like, but if the Saints need a third option, they have it there in Welsh. They've also elevated for the second time Fadil Diggs. The first week that they brought up the rookie defensive end, they signed him from the practice squad to the active roster. So this is a second of 3 possible elevations. So the Saints might have to make a decision later on if they elevate him for a third time. But here's the other big thing. The Saints signed from the practice squad up to their regular season, or rather their active roster, Kevin Austin Jr. Now, the Saints have 2 active roster wide receivers that are questionable going into this game. Trey Palmer, who's been dealing with a hamstring injury and who's been out of practice for the past couple of days. And then also Devaughn Vele, who caught a touchdown in last week's game, who's dealing with a hip injury that he suffered during practice. So this seems to indicate that those 2 guys might not be good to go and that Kevin Austin Jr. instead would be tasked with being that 5th or 4th wide receiver to hit the field. Maybe we see some more Mason Tipton this week. No offensive linemen elevated despite Dylan Radins being out, Trevor Penning and Taliese Fuanga both being questionable, so that could at least signal some positive news for Trevor Penning. I think Taliese Fuanga is going to be more like a game day decision. One other big note from Seattle, big time wide receiver news for them. Jaxon Smith-Njigba, was the number 2 leading wide receiver through just the first 2 weeks of the season, added to the injury report, questionable now with illness. That'll be a big development to keep your eyes on. We'll keep you up to date here on Locked On Saints.